You see? And that was nothing. But that's how it always starts. It's very small. Big Trouble in Little China was released in 1986, directed by John Carpenter and starring Kurt Russell, Kim Cattrall, and Dennis Dunn. When a rough and tumble truck driver and his best friend face off with an ancient sorcerer in a supernatural battle beneath Chinatown in the streets of San Francisco. Hey everyone, welcome back to Backtrack Cinema. My name is Jason, and today we're going to review Big Trouble in Little China. And this is B is for Big Trouble in Little China. And this is the Alphabet Action Movie Challenge, Episode 2. So this is a movie, guys, I've been watching ever since I was a little kid. So there's a lot of nostalgia in this movie. I have a blast every time I watch this movie. Kurt Russell's performance I absolutely love, and this movie's just bonkers, crazy, and absolutely ridiculous. I mean, even Carpenter himself says it's absolutely ridiculous, and I think that's what makes it so fun. Remember a time we shut our brains off and just, digested junk food cinema so much. And what I mean by junk food cinema, that's a term I started using, is this, it's bad for you, but you love it so much. You know what I mean? It's just not everything has to be Citizen Kane. And just as just a good time at the movie theater, a good time to put it on at home. And it's just a blast. And seeing Kurt Russell, imitating John Wayne, essentially, that's with the draw on his voice and everything. I'm not saying I've been anywhere and I've done everything. You know what I mean? He's just got that draw, right? Reading up on this movie a bit, this was originally conceptualized as a Western in 1899 about a dead shot gunslinger. So you could see where it's got that Western feel, but where they changed it up a lot, right? The production was really rushed on this to get it to the theaters to beat out Golden Child. Because Golden Child was dealing with, it's the same kind of like bonkers fantasy kind of dealing with black magic and all that kind of stuff. And Eddie Murphy was really bringing that crowd in then. You know what I mean? And so they pushed the production on this. And it's kind of funny. Golden Child knocked this out of the water. Knocked this movie out of the water, according to box office. I mean, I think Golden Child made something like 80 million or something like that, and Big Trouble was essentially another flop, I think. But Big Trouble is the one everyone remembers. That's the one that got the real cult following. And a lot of people, I find, just forgot about Golden Child. And I love Golden Child. Love that flick. But it's the kind of thing how everything went reverse, you know what I mean? So, and that's Carpenter. Carpenter just makes his movies feel so big, you know what I mean? On these small budgets. And you just look at his career here, doing all these, creating a horror classic with Halloween, then doing stuff like The Fog and Christine, The Thing. Then he does a road love story with Starman, and then he does something crazy like this shit. Big Trouble in Little China, man. The studio thought they were getting a Indiana Jones kind of piece, and when they saw this movie, they're like, you're making fun of the character. I go, well, yeah, that's the whole, John Carpenter's like, that's the point. Did you not read the same script I did? It's one of the few movies where we're making fun of our hero. Our hero fails more than he succeeds. And that's the point. That's what's so funny about this character. That's what's so funny about the movie. He does end up being the hero at the end of the day. It's all in the reflexes, baby. But just awesome stuff here. And the story's nice and simple, not too complicated. After Kurt Russell gives his buddy a ride to get his girlfriend at the airport, and she gets kidnapped, and that's where everything goes downhill from there, and puts our heroes on this journey, diving into the magic and the fantasy of the underground of Chinatown. And it creates a lot of good lore, with our main villain, Lo Pan, where he's this cursed being who wants to become flesh again, wants to become human again, and so he has to marry a girl with green eyes. And I kind of like all that kind of stuff. The movie just plays out like this giant video game, like we're going from level to level to level to level, and how fantastic it gets. It just always reminded me of a video game. And, the one guy with the lightning and everything like that one villain, was a complete inspiration for the dude from Mortal Kombat there. I'm not a video game guy, guys. I can't remember their names half the time. Another thing that's really common and fantastic in the 80s, man, is how a lot of movies there weren't just a specific genre. They were genre splicers. They dived into each genre a bit. This one's like, a martial arts movie. It's a comedy. It's an action movie. You know what I mean? It's fantasy. It just dives into so much. And I love that. I love that about film when you can like keep the tone consistent, dive into several genres. And Carpenter does keep his tone for what he's going for. It's supposed to be bombastic. It's supposed to be fantastic. It's supposed to be crazy ass shit going on here. It's centering on this one character, Kurt Russell as Jack Burton. The moment this man is on the screen, we are instantly like just loving this guy.
Pretty amazing planet we live on here, and a man would have to be some kind of fool to think we're all alone in this universe.
He is overly confident. He's brass. He's the kind of guy that you'd follow into the woods, but he doesn't know where the hell he's going. He always rushes into things fully cocked. He doesn't really think things through. The charisma Kurt Russell embodies in this character is hilarious. You've seen this character such a fish out of water when he sees all this Chinese black magic around him and all this crazy shit, the stuff he's seen. His reactions and everything are just absolutely hilarious. And how many times could a guy say, "What the hell" in one movie?
What the hell? Now where the hell am I?
Who the hell are you anyway?
What the hell? Where in the hell are we?
And like I said, I just like this character too, how he's got very hero qualities. He does. One thing they established early, he's got super reflexes, which takes out Lo Pan at the end when he ends up throwing the knife at him, right? It's really his buddy Wang who's the real hero, who's taking out guys left and center with martial arts, and Jack is always late to the party, and you know what I mean? It's just hilarious to watch, and I just love that dynamic between them. They don't follow any tropes of the hero character. There's a great moment right at the end of the movie, right? They're like, "You're not going to kiss her goodbye," like the character of Gracie, who he likes and everything, and he's just like, "Nope." In most movies, the hero kisses the girl and drives off into the sunset. He doesn't do that, and I love that. I love how they keep the character true. And it has one of the best martial arts scenes ever. And John Carpenter, this fucking dude knows how to direct action. He can really direct a martial arts scene too, as he proves in this movie when the two gangs are fighting out in the street. And that's when all these, villains show up, and Lo Pan shows up with, the light out of his mouth and everything. But when the two gangs are fighting, starting off with like this little shootout, then it goes into hand-to-hand combat. It's awesome, man. It's cut at such a great pace. There's so much going around you to take in and everything. You know what I mean? Guys getting thrown through windows, boards being broken over guys' heads. It's fast, it's quick, it's badass. And it's awesome if you're an action fan, especially someone like me who loves fight scenes. One of my favorite fight scenes, you know what I mean? It's just so good. And the villains too, like Lo Pan and the Three Storms. I really like these villains. Like I said before, everything feels like a video game in this. You just look at the costume design of Lo Pan. He looks like the final boss on the end of a video game. You know what I mean? And I really love the character. I love the performance. Well, this movie's not perfect, nor is it trying to be perfect at all. Like I said, just good junk food cinema. The effects do not really hold up for me. I'm not sure if they were even that great for back then. Obviously it didn't bother me back then. I was just enjoying the flick, but there's some stuff in here, the big hairy monster, the guy, there's no movement on his face at all. His like eyes just move, and he's just kind of in a suit. And the part where one of the Three Storms guys, the guy who kind of blows up into a big balloon at the end, that's really cheesy as hell, man. Does not age well. But it really does still fit within the tone of this universe and this movie and how ridiculous it is. It isn't negative, but it's almost like, well, they were going through for that tone, so take it or leave it, I guess. And a score to boot, man. Always get great scores with John Carpenter music. I love our main rock theme here. I think was recorded with John Carpenter's rock band. It's got a great driving rock riff to it. The movie hides the power of the song, kind of. You throw this thing on vinyl, because I got the John Carpenter's greatest hits kind of thing. Throw it on vinyl and put the Big Trouble song on, the one, that main riff, like Jack Burton's riff. It's powerful, man, like the down, bow, bow, down, and you know, when he starts talking on the CB radio, it's just, it fits so well with the character. Like I said, the music fits with the character too, so it's just a really good balance, and yeah, it's a great score. But Big Trouble in Little China, guys, is a blast. It's not going to be for everyone, so if you haven't seen it, you may find this movie just completely ridiculous. If I quote my wife, she goes, "This movie's terrible." It just depends if you like these kind of 80s movies or if you like a more serious film. But it's just got a great charm to it and all that I have just always loved. And the charisma of Kurt Russell is absolutely on point and fantastic. So I'm going to give Big Trouble in Little China a solid B. But what about you guys? What do you think of Big Trouble in Little China? Let me know in the comments below. We'll have a great discussion on this flick. And if you love the content I'm dishing out, then please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date on all my content. And go down the rabbit hole, check out the other reviews I've done on the channel, related reviews, have fun on the channel, all that jazz. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. My name is Jason. You're watching Backtrack Cinema. I will see you on the next video, and I will see you in the movies. Cheers.